The Title Tuesday tournament on chess.com is really one of the greatest chess arenas in the world for sure now these days. The well-structured and well-organized tournament gives us every Tuesday great and spectacular battles in Blitz chess. And what I always liked about this chess event was that this more relaxed approach by the players in this event, because these top GMs like Magnus, Ricardo, Alireza Firouzja, and many great players are having really important tournaments through the year. They have to play the Vaikanze tournament, maybe the St. Louis, many great tournaments of the Grand Chess Tour. So in this Title Tuesday, once a week, they're playing more relaxed, and when they play more relaxed, then they play much sharper, much more aggressively. So that's why in the Title Tuesday we have seen many great collisions, but really immortal, beautiful games for sure. And one interesting match happened today between two top tacticians, between Alireza Firouzja and Daniil Dubov. This was a game that I've been waiting for, because you know Daniil Dubov, he always spices up the game. Alireza Firouzja always is trying something also in the opening stage. So pay good attention, enjoy this game, and follow this beautiful two grandmasters. In my opinion, really a spectacular game for sure. So with the white pieces, Alireza Firouzja opened with the move d4. Knight to f6 was the response by Daniil Dubov, and now bishop to g5, the Trompowsky. And I'm not sure that's the point here. I'm not sure if maybe Alireza would play the Trompowsky attack maybe in the Vaikanze tournament or something, but in the Title Tuesday he's more relaxed, he's trying something out. Now he's challenging here Daniil Dubov in a rare opening in the Trompowsky attack. d5 by Dubov, e3, knight to e4, hitting the bishop drops back, and now bishop to f5, keeping the pressure here on light squares, especially around the square. e4, f3, knight drops back, and now knight to c3 here by Alireza Firouzja, trying of course queen to e2 and then break and enter here with move e4. Now comes e6, now comes this idea, queen to e2, and now bishop to g6 by Daniil Dubov. He's not allowing here Alireza Firouzja to get an extra tempo against this light square bishop. Queenside castling by Alireza, bishop to e7, e4 comes immediately. We have c6 having a nice grip on dark squares. We have now queen to e3. This move I liked here really by Alireza Firouzja, not allowing the dark square bishops to be traded off. So bishop to g5 was maybe a positional idea by black to simplify the game by trading off the bishops, but good move here by Alireza. Knight to d7 by Dubov, and now h4. A beautiful move here again by Alireza. Bishop takes h4 is of course not possible because you lose the knight on d6, so the bishop is a little bit overloaded to the defense of the knight. So we have h6, bishop to d3, kingside castling, and now h5. Here Alireza is grabbing more spaces, is kicking also the way the bishop to h7. Now knight to h3, finishing the development, getting the knight maybe temporarily on the edge of the board. It's of course not the optimal square for the knight, but from this square h3, of course we can play g4 and then maybe a follow-up g5, breaking here the position on the g file, especially because black already played with the h pawn, so it becomes now a little bit vulnerable here around the square g5 and h6. And then later we can also maybe include the rook into the game, g4 g5, already a tricky position here for black. So now Daniil Dubov makes, I think, his first inaccuracy in the game. Here he has to compete simply on the queen side. This is a typical opposite side attack game when the kings are on opposite sides, so who is faster on the attack will eventually win the game. And this move, knight to b6, is really necessary because you could get one of your knights here on c4. Maybe if bishop to c4 happens, then this other knight comes on c4, then queen to b6, and then it could be very dangerous also here for white around the square b2. But here in the continuation, Daniil Dubov played the move queen to a5. It seems aggressive, it is a tempting move, nothing wrong maybe in a different world, but it's simply too slow. You're not attacking anything here. As we said, you have to get your grip around the square c4. This gives here Alireza, first of all, the opportunity to improve the position of the king. Now after move d takes e4, here maybe again not a good move by Dubov. Again, knight to b6 with the idea to play knight to c4. Again, he missed his chance with the move d takes e4. Now after f takes e4, notice now here Daniil Dubov improved basically the pawn structure here of Alireza. Alireza has now the d4 pawn and e4 pawn, which are very flexible pawns, and has now also clear target. Alireza has now, of course, the target here around the square h6. So he could maybe in some lines even sacrifice the bishop for the pawn and get the queen on h6. So now Dubov battles with the move e5. But now I think Dubov got a little bit tricked here by Alireza. Here d takes e5, knight to e5 by Dubov, but now comes queen to g3, and it's now a double attack. It's now attack against the knight on e5, but it's also an attack against his pawn on h6. Now there is the threat of bishop takes h6. So in the game we have bishop to f6 by the Daniil Dubov. A better choice, again, maybe not the best of moves that Dubov played. Knight to d3 has to be played here. Now, for instance, after c takes d3, okay, black has still some worries about the square d6, also about this knight, but this would be maybe a playable position. So after move queen to g3, here we have bishop to f6. Now comes bishop takes h6 here by Alireza. Beautiful move. Knight to c4, again with the same ideas that we have talked about in the beginning of this tactical battle. So knight to c4, you have seen, was an opportunity much earlier in Dubov's position. So now he gets finally this knight on c4, but it's a little bit too late, because after knight to c4, now comes bishop to g7 by Alireza. We have bishop takes g7. We have a beautiful move h6. Bishop to g6 covers now the g file, but now h takes g7 anyway. And the problem here for black is that you cannot take out the pawn on g7. Look how aggressive here Alireza really is. If you play king to g7, then knight to f4 is coming. Look at this, knight to h5 could happen, knight to f6. So even if you try something like, I don't know, queen to b4 to deliver checkmate, we'll simply play this one, bishop to c4, knight to c4. Now even b3 is a possibility. Look at this, your knight on c3 is protected. You're maybe trying a check, but nothing spectacular. We go here to c1. You can maybe drop the queen back now. Look at this. Even rook to d6 is a possibility. So this wasn't playing the game, but I wanted to show you how tactical rich really White's attack is. There is simply no good defense anymore around the square g6. If you pick up now the rook here, then you get a beautiful tactic, knight to h5, and you lose the queen here on on d6. So you see, after move h6 g7, the problem is now you cannot get the king closer because you're getting vulnerable on dark square. So you have to leave this pawn like this. That's why here Dubov tried rook to d8. Now comes a beautiful move, bishop to c4 again knight to c4, knight to f4. Now we see basically the same tactical sequence, but in a different way. We have now queen to b4. Again, this idea of b3. The queen is connected to the knight on c3. Again, a check here by Daniil Dubov, but it's of course nothing spectacular because here Alireza played the move beautiful. Rook takes d2, sacrifices now the rook for the exchange. We have a rook takes d2, and now a beautiful stunning move, knight takes g6. If you play here f takes g6, this wasn't Dubov's continuation, then you get checkmated, queen to g6, and there's simply no good defense against rook to h8. You cannot even sacrifice some material, so the game is over for sure. So after move knight takes g6, we have now a rook from a to d8. Here Dubov tried maybe some methods here around the square d1, but maybe you can pause the video and try to see now a checkmate in 2. So White moves and wins the game. Maybe just for fun, try to solve now this beautiful chess puzzle in the end. So okay, here the winning move is a stunning knight to e7. This is the way they go. It comes of course with the tempo. You have to react, queen to e7, and now here we have a beautiful checkmate by Alireza, rook to h8. Great battle between these two legends. This is really epic to follow their games. They're so aggressive, both of them. They're playing such sharp chess that we'll really love to see in top GM level, and this is the way to go. Congratulations for Alireza. He finished in the title Tuesday on shared first place. Incredible result again for Alireza, and Alireza is also playing in the quarterfinals of the Bullet Chess Championship in 2023 that you can follow also on chess.com. Please check it out. It's also an amazing tournament. Hikaru is still in the tournament. Magnus Carlsen is still in the event, so it will be an epic clash for sure. Maybe in the super final we'll see Hikaru against Magnus. So again, a brutal tournament, and so far in the title Tuesday we have seen also some really great and attractive chess. So okay, if you want to see more beautiful chess games like this, check out our commented chess games here on my YouTube chess channel. Here's the link of our playlist, and if you like this content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you soon with some more videos, and what to say, chess is the best, of course.